Today's Captain's Blog is made possible by a grant from Jeff Ingersmay. Thank you, sir. You're the professional news guy. You gotta get up here and look.
I want to do one of these days. I want to come here and do some more fun segments with you. Actually, you know?
I'm down with that.
Camity Rudd gets to do the fun stuff with you. I don't do any of the fun stuff. You know, I got
everybody else comes over here. They want to do like science and stuff. And with you, it's always some dude broke in the building or some dude.
You know what the problem is? My shift. They have me right now working nights. And when you work nights,
you get all the crime stuff.
Crime, hard news, Camity works mornings.
Anytime.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, but like, I hate the perky morning crowd. So, anytime you need to like fill a spot or something, just call me up. You give me a day's notice, I can work something together, especially with the new high voltage light coming together. Yeah.
I don't like getting those too much. I like giving you like 45-minute notice.
That's great. That's awesome.
Just like today. Okay.
It's when you guys do that and you're like, we've got this thing we don't have anybody who knows anything about, but you do science.
Yeah.
What do you know about this? And we'll be there in 20 minutes. I was like, well, I've got 15 minutes to be an expert on something I've never heard of before. So sure, fuck it, let's do it live.
Dude, I literally interviewed you about phone hacking on like airplanes or something.
Yeah.
And I was literally like, I need to be there in 20 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, but that's at least something I know a little bit about. Right. It's every now and then you guys will hit me with some left field things. Like, okay, yeah, we've got 2 hours to look. I'm getting on Wikipedia.
Hey, every time I give you a 10-minute notice on something, I just want you to remember who gave you that mic flight. Alright? Okay, Chris. First of all, if I asked you to tell the entire Lonnie story, we'd be here for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And stuff. So.
What block are we in?
Try and
what block?
This is not going to run until the 11 p.m. tonight, as you know.
And we're going to be in like C block.
No, I'm shooting for A block because the videos.
Well, yeah, we've got video of the West Side are pulling a gun on something.
The video's very good.
And the bad guy's not even black, so let's get some mileage out of this, can we?
But as you know, they'll give me 80 seconds to tell the entire story.
All right.
So. Give me a little bit of the backstory first.
I'll give you a tiny bit of backstory, and what I'm going to do is push them to my Facebook, because those that will take the time, those that actually give a shit will read the whole thing.
Right.
And there's corroborating video and evidence, so I'll push them there.
Okay.
All right. My name is Chris Boden, B-O-D-E-N, and when you do the website URL, please use thegeekgroup.org. It's not .com. Okay, what do you want?
Give me a little backstory before the actual craziness incident of yesterday. You guys were well aware of this individual. It sounds like law enforcement was aware of this individual.
Before yesterday happened, Lonnie had been here several times, and not just been here, but been kicked out of here several times. Once so bad, like the police have taken him away. The first time we kicked him out, just to set the stage for Lonnie, the first time we kicked him out, we put him on a bus back to Arizona. That was just the aperitif of the Lonnie story. We've had the police deal with him several times. They've never taken him away from here. They've shown up and said, you should leave, but they've never taken him into custody from here. He went back to Arizona, he came here, and he tracked down the home address of one of our staff members. I'd like to point out, it takes me GPS to find her house, and she's a personal friend of mine, and he found her house that she had just moved into, so this wasn't public anywhere, and showed up at her house. The second time that happened, the police didn't take him into custody, they gave him a ride downtown and let him go. He has demonstrated, and we've got video of all of it, he's very clearly demonstrated that he's got a head full of bad wiring. And we did a trespass thing the last time he was here when the police came, and we filed all that, and restraining orders have been filed, they call them PPOs and stuff like that. And he showed up here this last time, and the video really explains it. Like, he walked in the door, it took seconds for our staff to identify him. He shaved off all his hair, so it took a moment. But we're like, that's Lonnie. And Elizabeth actually ID'd him, and Taylor corroborated that. A radio call went out for me. I came down, I approached him, he didn't say a word to me, he just decided that he didn't like my face, and he hit me, and I drew a weapon on him, and he left. The goal in that point was to immediately de-escalate the situation and get him out of the building, away from my staff, away from my students. I don't care what happens after that, but he's going to stop, and he's going to leave, and that's all that I cared about that moment.
He initially did start as just a normal viewer, though, in Arizona.
He was a viewer who would comment all the time, like he was a little touched. We get a lot of that, it's the internet. But it escalated and escalated and escalated. And he became very fixated on one of our staff members. And the funny thing is, her day job is she's actually a psychotherapist. Like, she legit deals with crazy for a living. And so she's like, I got this. And she, through the whole process, has been the most calm, passive. She's like, this happens. I was like, no, this is not okay. We have to do this. Security matters. And it's not our first time dealing with crazy. It's West Side, man. So we've had a lot of people that are like, you have to lock your doors and all this, and we're not going to do that. I believe in my soul that the overwhelming majority of people you meet are good. And I'm not going to succumb to the fear culture. It's not healthy. There are bad people in the world. Cool, carry a gun. But you don't live in fear. Because if you do that, you're a victim. And I don't want that path. I know that path, I've seen that path. Too many people do that. Just be decent to people. Overwhelmingly, it's going to be okay. Every now and then, it's going to go sideways, and you deal with the situation as it comes. But you never lose your temper. You stay absolutely cool, because the first dude who loses his temper loses the fight. There's no point in trying to be Rambo or trying to be like some hardcore. No, it's stupid. Pulling a weapon on him was the absolute last thing I ever wanted to do. And in doing that, he forced me into a situation I didn't want to be in. So the minute a weapon comes out, the first thing I'm thinking is, how can I not shoot this person right now? How can we calm down and make things not get loud? Because once you go down that path, you stop getting choices. And things become very locked into a path and a procedure that I don't want to have to deal with. So it's just get everybody calm, take the fight out of him, and that's exactly what we did.
Big part of this, and something I want to highlight, is the mental health and mental wellness and what we're not doing.
We created this!
Right. Did you realize, there were lots of warning signs, Chris.
Oh, yeah.
You realized things were completely wrong or off when he was traveling 1,300 miles to come here, when he said he was married to this person for, I think it was 13 billion years.
Depending on which time he says it, I've heard 2 billion, 13 billion, and 18 billion years. She looks amazing for her age. It's quite something.
When did you know this is a
real
problem?
The first time he came here, it was very obvious. Anybody who talks to him for 5 minutes, he's touched by an anvil. And yeah.
The incident yesterday, I've seen the video and stuff. I know it's kind of edited together, but it sounds exactly what you're saying.
The video's edited together because we had like 20 different cameras and he moved around a lot.
Right.
And we just picked the best shot, and she actually edited them together. All the raw footage is available. We don't want to hide anything. Justice happens in full view. So if you want all of the footage, I'll give you everything you want. You can edit it down. But it'll show you exactly what happened. He came in the front door, he walked back by the kitchen, he nosed down into the wood shop for a second, he came back up, and by then I was down, and he punched me with a left jab, and it hurt, and I drew a weapon on him, and that was it. He went out the front door, he went right, and he made it about 3 or 4 blocks. He was on Alpine, just past Walgreens, and the cops caught him. And we just followed him with a cell phone. He's here, he's turning, he's here, and boom! And it was great. GRPD did an awesome job on it.
Speaking of GRPD, before yesterday's incident, what had you communicated to GRPD about lying?
Everything. They knew everything, but he hadn't broken the law. It's totally legal, and I might do this. It's totally legal for me to drive over to your house and just stand on the street and smile at you. I might have to do this just for fun.
Yeah.
Totally cool. Absolutely legal.
So it's like, this is a tricky thing because it's like in one sense, we want to get upset or critical of police or this and that.
No, they didn't do
but
anything.
that's not really...
The police's job, and this is something people really got to learn, okay? Their job starts and ends at enforce the law that's given to them and collect data and do investigations. That's it. A cop's job is 90% the same as your job. They see something, they write it down. That's 90% of it, and dealing with people that are having the worst day of their life. You don't argue with a cop, ever. They don't get to argue. Argue with the attorney, argue with the judge. But the cop doesn't care. The judge's job is just to make sure that the game is played by the same set of rules. That's it. Judge doesn't care about you. And unless you are white, 6, and lost, the police are not your friends. They have a job to do. And if you go into the situation understanding that, you're going to get along fine. You don't argue with a cop. They have a set of laws that we voted in. It's not the cops to be pissed at, it's us. We did this. We shut down all the mental health facilities 20 years ago, and they put them on the street. Look up the history on that one. It's a really cool read. You'll like it. We shut down hundreds of institutions. And they said, okay, either you can pay to put this guy into a hospital, you can take him home and care for him yourself, or he's on the street. We're done. And Kalamazoo is an amazing example of this. The homeless population in Kalamazoo is huge, massively disproportionate to the size of the Metroplex. I lived in Kazoo for 10 years. There's more homeless people in Kazoo right now than there are in Grand Rapids, and the city's 3 times the size. And the reason is there's a big hospital there. And they let them all out. They can't keep them. There's no hospital. They shut it down. And off you go. So this is what you get. We created this. We voted this into being because we get to choose where the money gets allocated. And those actions have consequences. We chose this, we created this, and it's up to us to clean it up because the cops, that's not their job, that's not their responsibility. They get stuck with it all the time. But this is us, we did this.
If Bill Huizenga, who is watching this tonight, when I saw him 2 weeks ago, he actually did watch 3 of our newscasts. If Justin Amash is watching this tonight, if people like that are watching this story tonight, what's the one thing you'd like to say to them?
I'm not allowed to say that on camera.
Yeah, but what's the most important point you want to get across to them?
You don't end up homeless because you ran out of money. You end up homeless because you ran out of friends and options. And every single elected official, every one of us, you, me, everyone, every person you meet walking down the street, every person that votes for every one of those people is about 3 really bad decisions away from being alive. From ending up in cuffs, or dead, or pick one. It takes about 3 solid bad decisions, and it can happen in the blink of an eye. And we need to realize that even for you and me, actions have consequences. Doesn't matter if you're 5 years old or 50. And it doesn't matter if you're the dog catcher or the president. Actions have consequences. And the higher you get up the political food chain, and the people that are on that food chain are there because they want power. That's why people get into politics. Some of them, shine it up and say, I want to make the world a better place. No, you want power. And I get that. Okay, cool, power's fun. But the more power you have, the more lives you have the ability to impact. Your choices, your actions as governor, senator, congressman, whatever, have amplified power on the lives of tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. So when they make those choices, and they make things looking just at the bottom line, they forget the human cost. We created these problems, and we've created a million society, culture-based problems. We're real good at doing that. It's up to us to fix it. And I don't care about Huizenga or Amash or those guys. They don't matter. What I care about is you. What I care about is the people that watch this and the people that get curious. Because if the people watching this are curious and they want to know the whole story, if they want to actually use logic and reason and common sense and they want to learn more than you're going to get in an 80-second news piece, they can go on my Facebook, they can read the whole thing. I wrote it all out. And I cited sources, and I gave evidence. There's video, everything. Half the times he's been in the building. We got him on security cameras. So we put it all on there, and I just put the whole story out, and I want people to make their own decisions. Because I gave them all the data. What they do with that is up to them. But right now, in our city, not some third world country, here, Grand Rapids, community mental health is a joke because we don't give them any resources. I have social workers that work here. Ask them. Talk to them. These are the boots on the ground that are dealing with the real crazy people in our city today. They have nothing. They have no facilities. They have no resources. You got to see what a social worker gets paid. And if you think you have to deal with crazy people, wow, they have nothing. They want to do the job. They've got the heart. They're motivated. And we get these people that go and get a degree down a career path where they know what's ahead of them. And they still choose that. God knows why. And we reward them with this by saying, oh yeah, you're going to have a cardboard desk and your computer's going to be 10 years old and we're going to make you work 100 hours a week for $20,000 a year. This is what we give them. But we can drop millions of dollars on pick one. Just pick one. I got a friend, he's a professor at a very large university in this town right now. His problem today is trying to figure out how he can spend $6 million that he wasn't expecting. He told me that, and my first urge was to set his car on fire. But, it's like, I want your problems. I don't know how we're going to pay the heat bill. But he's got to figure out how to get rid of $6 million. How about, some actual social workers, some caseworkers, some people that can help these guys?
A couple last things for you, Chris. One point that I really love that you made was, you didn't say it in these exact words, but, what we saw, for example, in the last election is a lot of people voted because they wanted a leader who's tough on ISIS. And I thought you made a really smart point when you were like, I'm not so scared about
I'm not.
ISIS fanatic. I'm scared about the lies of the world.
I'm 8 times more likely to be shot by a cop than ISIS. Okay? I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about the guys that we created, that we put on the street, that have a head full of bad wiring, they have all the free time in the world, and they're in an environment where weapons aren't all that hard to get. And so we're going to make more gun laws, because that's how we fix it. Find any gun crime that's happened in the past 50 years. Just pick one, okay? And count how many laws they broke doing that. They don't care. The sticker on my door of gun-free safe zone. Good luck. Yeah, the sticker is going to keep a guy out. Guy like Lonnie. We chased Lonnie 3 blocks, and the whole time he's reaching in his pocket, and we didn't approach because we didn't know what the weapon was. He's not worth me getting shot over. He had a weapon, a joke of a weapon, but he had a weapon. No, that's what scares me. These are the bad guys that are in our towns, because we deal with a lot of crime. We deal with a lot of the knucklehead stuff. And I'm a fan of it. I'm all about community policing. You got kids spray painting the back of your building, cool, let's deal with that. And it isn't mandatory minimums or we're going to get tough on crimes. No, how about we talk to the parents and get them engaged? What a concept! But it's guys like Lonnie that have no respect for the law. They don't care because they've been crapped out the ass end of society. They have nothing to lose. And when you're at that point where you've got nothing to lose, and he's fixated on me because I'm the guy that got him kicked out of here. I'm the guy that kept him away from his wife of 13 billion years, and that's a serious relationship. So he's fixated on me. So he's going to come in here and give me a love tap.
Were you kind of, hey, also in the video, as I was watching the video, we can kind of see you sort of, before the conflict line, we can see you kind of shuffling some things around.
That was my radio.
Were you, oh, okay, that was the radio. Okay.
Yeah, we carry radios around the lab,
okay.
And sometimes it won't catch on the belt, so just remember.
I wasn't sure if maybe you were kind of anticipating, nobody can predict when they're going to get sucker punched.
Lonnie has never gotten violent before.
Okay.
He's always been very calm. It's always the quiet guys, He lived next door for 11 years, and we never heard a peep. But he's never been violent before. He's always been very chill, very docile. But there's crazy in the world, and there's bad guys, so... So
you were not necessarily anticipating. What you were anticipating was you're going to have to talk him to and kick him out again? Is that what
that's what I was expecting. Okay, it's another round with the police, and this time we got the trespassing thing, so maybe he'll go away for a week. I was not expecting to get punched in the face. I'm allergic to pain.
Does it feel like you get punched in the face?
Come here, show me.
Well, I don't know.
It looks like a great video! Let's do it!
It could be terrible.
It's not...
Thankfully, it didn't look like it was It didn't look like it was super hard. Of course,
It wasn't.
but
As getting punched in the face goes, that was one of the nicer ones I've ever had. He's left-handed, so he got me with his left. But I've been hit in the face by people that know how. I'm a redneck farm kid, and we've met. You've seen my mouth in action. I've been hit in the face by people that know how. So it's not that big a deal. You've hurt yourself worse falling off your bike.
You pulled out that firearm, you kind of followed him, and it looked like you sort of knew what you were doing with that.
It's not my first time holding a weapon. If I fully support anybody who chooses to carry a concealed weapon, but I believe concealed means concealed. You don't wave it around. I'm not out to be Rambo. Those people are just looking to pick an argument, and it's no fun. I have no use for that. But that weapon, and you see it in the video, I went from an individual who was trying to bring a very violent altercation to I pulled that out, and I've just taken the fight out of him because he may be crazy, but he knows what happens next. And all I wanted to do was make him stop. I was very calm because there's no point in freaking out. It doesn't get you anything. But you stand your ground. You have a weapon. This is my house. This is my place, and I'm responsible for the safety of my staff. I had half a dozen students in the room under him at that moment. I got 20 staff running around, and God knows how many members. I'll take a poke in the nose, but he's not going to do that to anybody else. That's not okay. So,
you don't have that. I hate you. What is? But if you don't have that firearm on you,
learn to run. I'm a nerd. We don't fight. No, just run. And I guarantee you, I can run faster scared than you can pissed. Any day.
Last time he's charged with, I think we just looked it up, servicing, he's in, Kent County Jail.
That's a good spot.
I think there's 2 charges right now on him.
Probably trespassing
and assault.
Yeah.
Assault and battery.
I don't know that I'm really bad.
Alright.
I'm emotionally traumatized, and I want to go to my safe space and have a naked nurse hold me.
Yeah. You guys have done a great job of kind of following Lonnie a little bit, this and that.
Well, it's not hard. He keeps showing up, so,
I don't even know exactly what, I'll look it up to see what the penalties are and sentencing are on trespassing.
The thing you want to look up is dig into his history. He just got paroled not long ago. Like, the first time he came here and we flew him back, he was violating parole and being here. So he's got what I'm sure is a very interesting read of the history. I don't know.
When he gets out, I don't know when he would get out, but...
Oh, he'll be back.
Yeah, when he gets out...
When he gets back, we'll charge him with thumper.
Well, I guess...
Remember the iPhone?
Yeah.
That's coming. Yeah.
What do you hope to happen? I mean,
what I hope happens...
help? Of
course, it's assault. He's going to get a couple months, maybe, and he's going to be right back out. And that's how it should be. He shouldn't get locked away for 20 years for punching a guy in the nose. I'm a redneck farm kid. Do you have any idea how many people I punched in the nose? You get in a fight, you go and you're dead. But he should get treatment. Somebody should take him aside and say, okay, you've crossed the line. You're a danger to yourself and other people. How can we fix this? What do you need? Does he need to be institutionalized? Probably not. But he's not playing with a full deck. He's psychotic, legit. You talk to him, it's obvious this man is psychotic. He's delusional. He believes I'm Thor. I'm totally Iron Man. He needs to say, okay, you need these drugs, and you need to take them at these times, and you need to do this treatment, and maybe he can have a job and a normal life and be a productive member of society. He does not need to be tossed away in a nut house and forgotten about. That's not a there are people that need that. He may be one of them. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But he probably doesn't. He probably needs treatment. He needs some really fun drugs that take the crazy away, and maybe he can do something. He's not going to be a rocket surgeon, but he could have a job. Just job. So what if he ends up as a second shift factory rat somewhere? He's got a paycheck, he's got a house, he's getting his life together, he's doing something productive. Give him a shot. And if I can say that after he punched me in the face, why can't other people? There's nothing to be gained by bringing violence. There's nothing to be gained by locking these people away or casting them into the gutters of society. They're already there. We gain a lot by getting them out of that and giving them an opportunity.
Anything else you want to say about this issue, Chris? Anything else you want public people around here to be aware of about this incident or this issue?
Come here, get involved, help us out, be a part of this. Because I'm open to anyone who wants to come here and help make their community better, anybody who wants to help develop a voice and reach out to the Heisenbergs and the Amash and all those guys, it starts by getting together. I'll give them a place to meet. Anybody who wants to get together for any community organization meeting stuff, I don't care what it is, I'll host it for free.
Chris, is the number one thing investment in mental health? If you had a magic wand and you could say, this is the legislation I'm going to get passed, and it's going to get passed tomorrow, would it be investment in mental health?
Probably not. There's more important things, but it's on the list. Yeah. And the problem is right now it's not on anybody's list. Because for the same reason that we asked that question, it's probably not. Because there's so much wrong! Just pick something and go with it. But it's something that needs to stay on the radar. This is the litter box of society. That's what it is. It's, oh, I gotta change the litter box. It'll wait till tomorrow. I don't want it. It's nasty, it's stinky, it sucks. I don't want to mess it. It'll wait till tomorrow. Meanwhile, the cat's looking at you funny. It's that. That's what we've got.
That was great.
Here to help.
That was awesome.
Good luck editing that down to 80
Here's the problem.
seconds.
I always think I'm always like, I'm gonna ask for 2 or 3 things, da da da. But then you always just start saying interesting things, so it just goes on longer and
Take it all off.
Make sure you catch that.
Oh, here, you hold that.
I'll hold this.
The bitch is, you asked me really good questions, and I've tried giving you short answers, and you gave me shit about it. You're like, why are you so fucking flippant? I'm like, well, you wanted, like, sound bites. I don't do 5 fucking second sound bites. Edit. I don't...
7-second sound bites.
Yeah. I suck at this job, man.
That is the worst part of my gig, is that I do these interviews with really interesting people, and then they're like, oh, you got 70 seconds. You know?
This is how you handle it, and you guys should do this. If you want to do something different,
yeah.
Okay, because you guys are always looking for a new thing.
Always.
On television, which is a dying medium, you have to edit down. You have to fit in the block. Yeah, but you have to edit, right?
Right.
The internet doesn't care. Right. So you've got all this footage, you've got all this stuff. Make a long form one and put it online, because that's where more people are watching anyway.
Right. That's a good point. We try utilizing things like Facebook Live, things like that.
Yeah, but just, you've got all this footage. You guys have the history of a city locked away in your vault. I've been in there.
Right.
You've got all this stuff, put it on the internet, because I'll tune in and watch.
All our old stuff you've got.
Yeah, I do.
All our old equipment, old live trucks, all that.
We got a new live truck.
Yeah.
I got a satellite truck.
Yo, so, have you already done this? I'm sure you already have. But, have you created some videos that show the impact the geek group has had, specifically here on the west side of town, how you've positively impacted youth in the community?
Yes.
Short videos on this. And then
Yes.
have you shown those videos to some really, really rich guys?
No, but you're welcome to share them.
Why? Why are you not doing
I
that?
don't know any really, really rich guys.
Well, how about...
Here's the part that's going to take
Myers and
10
the
seconds to
Devosities
fully
and
understand it. I scare the fuck out of those people.
I know, you gotta tone it
And
down.
DeVos
You're
gave us
starting
money.
to change, you're starting to put on a
DeVos
side.
gave us a pile of money. They gave us 40 grand, and we're on the hook with
Well, you're
others.
still complaining about you can't pay your light bill.
We can't pay the light
Obviously,
bill.
they didn't give you enough.
No, nowhere near.
So,
But
I'm saying, show
you have an excellent idea, and I have people doing that. She's one of them. Like, she makes the videos. Her job is to make me look intelligent. That's hard. And Taylor is doing the grip and grin, and Rebecca does nothing but grant writing, though right now she's giving birth, like, at this moment, probably. So it's just keep the wheels on for one more.
I'm just saying, if your problem is financing, keeping this place afloat,
It
you
is.
have a great story to tell.
I do!
People
Tell it!
would invest in it.
Tell the story. Because the people that watch you are all 60 years old and bored and don't have day jobs and they have money. That's why advertisers pay. The people that watch me are the internet generation and they're broke.
All 16 million views you have.
Yeah, because they're all fucking 12 years old!
Broke internet generation.
No, but they donate. They
How about
donate to
their
us,
parents?
but not at the level that we need.
Yeah.
I mean, we get donations, we get lots of donations, but they're $5 and $10 at a time. I need people that can make $10,000
Barack
donations.
Obama got elected for $5.
I know, man. I'm totally cool with them. I just need more of them. You want to go straight?
I'm going straight.
It's hard for you. I understand. But you can do it. Today's Captain's Blog is made possible by a grant from Jeff Ingersmay. Thank you, sir.